Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be talking about timing. I'm making this video mostly for myself, just for reference, because when I'm focusing on other parts of my game I tend to forget very important small details of something that I may have just learned, may not have had a lot of practice with, but then I go and practice a different part of my game and I go back to throwing or putting or whatever and I just forget what I'm doing. So the main thing I've been having an issue with is my timing, I believe. And some of my throws, they come out really good. You hear a good pop when they come out of them. They go exactly where I want them to go. And the whole shot just feels great. But then I have other shots where I'm pulling off to the right and just shanking my drives, and they just feel horrible coming out of the hand. Sometimes I even put a little pressure on my elbow. I can kind of feel a little tension to where it just doesn't feel right. So I think I pinpointed the exact problem that I have and a lot of other people are going to have with their throw, and it's the timing. And I don't know if I've seen a lot of videos that talk about the specific details of the timing and where the issues kind of come from. So the biggest thing is what people call the power pocket. Everybody talks about it. That's where that snap comes from, and where, why pros can throw so far with very little effort is once you get into that pocket, your arm just snaps and the disc comes out so well. So you want to find your power pocket. What you do is you just stand and you stick your arm straight out and then make a 90-degree angle with your elbow like that. That's the power pocket. That is the correct power pocket, and that's where you should be midway through your throw, as you're kind of like facing forward in your shot. So this is where I kind of went wrong in my shot. So this is where my power pocket, this is where you should be. So when you're coming through your shot, that's where the power pocket should be as you're coming through your shot. Now what I was doing, and what all other people do, is they're actually pulling the power pocket too far forward, or they're pulling through their shot too early. This, for me, happened because of, not saying that it's the fault of the instructors or anything that they're saying is wrong. I'm just misunderstanding what they're saying. So there's a video out there, a pretty popular technique video, where it talks about somebody describing elbowing down a door as you're pulling through a shot. So I'm thinking about elbowing down a door, I'm really going to pull with my arm and with my elbow. And I focus so much on the pulling motion with my arm that it ended up putting the power pocket in the wrong spot and was throwing my timing off. I wasn't focusing enough on my lower body, my legs, my hips, and my core to generate the power. I was focusing way too much on my arm. And unfortunately, it just kind of, my technique has just not ever been on where I want it to be. And I've been able to throw shots, like I can throw like 450, 500 with not the best technique. It's not horrible, but it's not in the right spot, and I'm having to put in too much effort into my throw. And I've kind of been getting away with it just purely because of my athleticism and playing baseball before and having a fairly strong arm. But this is not the right way to throw. You don't want to have to be putting that much effort into a shot, possibly putting too much pressure on your elbow and causing injury, things like that. So you just want to, my thing is I wanted to make sure I was throwing with the best technique I possibly could. So this is why I'm making this video. So actually, I'll talk to you why I started pulling through too early. So when you watch videos of pros, this is Paul Macbeth, obviously an amazing thrower. I've watched this video a ton of times to figure out this technique. So I see his elbow coming through and forward in front of his body, like I just said that you should not be doing. The reason that I could not identify why this was wrong, not this throw is not wrong. This part of the throw is correct, but it looks a certain way to where I had the idea that my elbow needed to come through the shot and pull forward. So if we take this video back just like a frame or a couple frames or whatever it is, you can see that the elbow is at a 90-degree angle in front of his body as he's pulling through the shot. The thing is, when I'm watching this in slow-mo, I was seeing this and not really recognizing the front of his body and his position because of the angle of the camera. So he's actually keeping his arm at that 90-degree angle when he's coming through the mid part of his shot. And as he's finishing a shot, that is the only part of the shot where your elbow starts extending forward, is towards the end of the shot. So my problem is my elbow was here when my body was here. So my timing was off. And that's why I wasn't getting that snap. And I think a lot of people do that. And they don't understand why their timing isn't good. It's because you're pulling through with your arm and you're thinking so much about your arm and not enough about the leg, the pushing off of the leg, the hips and the core, which is causing the twist, and all that power is generated from your body more than the arm. So once I finally figured out how to start relaxing my arm and not really pulling through as much, letting my arm kind of come with my body, the timing instantly improved. I was hearing the snap from all my shots, accuracy way better. I can throw it exactly where I want it. So you can also see Simon Lizotte, also a great thrower, has that same 90-degree angle in front of his body. He's not pulling his elbow out forward early and messing with the timing. And I think that's where myself and a lot of other people fall short with their technique. So again, just to kind of go over again, this is bad. This right here is good. You want it right in front of your body. That's where you want it when you're pulling through the shot. That way you can have proper timing. So here's a shot of me. This is my more improved form. It's kind of not the best quality, but you can see how the elbow stays at the 90-degree angle as my body comes forward through the shot. So as I'm collapsing into the power pocket, I know it's really blurry, but you can keep my elbow isn't pulling in front of me. My elbow is actually staying out in front of my body. I'm not pulling through early. My elbow is still at a 90-degree angle, and then you just get that pop right out of your hand, and it comes out so strong and so much cleaner, so much less effort, and less chance for injury. And your shots tend to go straighter and in the direction that you're actually aiming them. There's so much more to these shots. Obviously, we'll just kind of. So obviously, there's more to the shots than just the power pocket. You know, if you're opening up your hips too early by having your toe pointing out this way, having your hips open, that can mess with your timing. There's other factors that can cause things, not having your hand on the outside of the disc. I'll go over that in another video, but I just wanted to focus on the main part of the power pocket in diagnosing what could be wrong with your throw. I hope this helps somebody else out. Like I said, this video is obviously just reference for myself to remember, but if it helps you out, let me know. If you have any other questions about technique or other things, you can ask me. I'm probably going to make some more stuff in the future. But until then, hope you all have a good day.